that's what instruction tuning is. Because zero shot performance would work to an extent, but it would still be poor. It would not be able to follow the user's intent properly, right? So how do we improve this? We can fine tune the model on instructions, right? And what does that mean? Let's look at that. Yeah, so this is one example. So what people have done is that, of course, pre-LLM world, NLP did exist, and people were working on tasks like sentiment analysis, question answering, and so on. And there were several data sets which existed there. So people have just repurposed those data sets, right? So here, for example, you want to give the task as a set of instructions or as a human would chat with it, right? So this is, you have a translation data set where you have the English sentence and the Spanish sentence, right? Now that traditional machine translation model is trained on such data, and at test time you give it an English sentence and it starts producing the Spanish sentence or the target language sentence. But you want to make the model work with a prompt, so you can repurpose the data to look like this. Translate this sentence to Spanish, the new office building, blah blah, the English sentence, and then the target, which is the Spanish sentence. So now if you look at this entire thing is now a sequence of tokens. You could give the gray part as input to the model and then ask it to predict the blue part, but do this in a supervised manner, right? So this is the instruction given to you, and now you're going to start predicting the target. I know what the gold standard target should be, so I will do this instruction fine tuning now, and I'll back propagate the loss and update the parameters of the model. So basically I'm teaching the model how to follow instructions for different tasks, right? So now here's another task, right? So common sense reasoning. So the actual data set would be, how would you accomplish, so it would just be get a cool sleep on summer days, and the options would be 1 and 2, and the model will predict 1 or 2 of these, one of the right option from here. But now if you want to do it as a prompt and response, you explain the task to it. Here's the goal. You want to get a cool sleep on summer days. How would you accomplish this goal? And the options are this, right? And the target is given. So again, you could give this gray portion as the input and then ask it to predict the blue portion and backpropagate the loss through that. So there's a large scale data set created like this, and you could refer to the FLAN data set for understanding what is happening here, right? So very simply put, what is happening, unlike earlier when we are taking the sentiment analysis data, passing the sentence and asking it to predict the label, now we are doing everything as text to text. The input is a text and the output is also a text, right? So in this case, the input is, can you help me predict the sentiment of the following paragraph? Then you give the paragraph, and then the answer is again just a text which is positive. It's no longer a label, but it's a word from your vocabulary, and the word happens to be positive, right? So every task is converted to this input output format, where the input is a sequence of tokens and the output is also a sequence of tokens, right? And now you can take multiple such tasks, right? So this is multiple tasks, and for every task you have constructed these instructions, and these instructions you could paraphrase, right? If you could say that translate this sentence to Spanish, you could also say that please translate the following sentence to Spanish. I want a translation in Spanish. Translate Spanish. All of this is possible, right? So you could just construct a variety of these instructions and show it demonstrations of what to do with that instruction. What do you want to do with that instruction is the blue part, right? This is what you should produce when you see this kind of a gray part. And as you can imagine, you could construct many such instructions for different tasks from existing data sets. Right? There's already a machine translation data set. There's already a common sense reasoning data set. There's already a sentiment analysis data. You just need to repurpose that as instruction and response, and then feed the gray part to the model and ask it to predict the blue part and backpropagate the loss. So that is what instruction fine tuning is. And now the model is learning to understand instructions, right? So now it is better equipped to deal with an instruction like guide the user to reach the destination, because it would have seen such examples of this instruction, and there it would see that, oh, when such a thing is asked, I have to produce like a bullet points or a set of steps to reach from destination A to destination B. Now in this context, there's also another concept that you would have heard of, which is RLHF, reinforcement learning with human feedback, or also preference tuning. So here the idea is that just by making the model bigger, you could pack a lot of world knowledge in it, right? It will start memorizing a lot of things that you show it, but it will not still learn to understand the user's intent. Right? The difference between giving a step-by-step direction from reaching from Chennai airport to IIT Madras versus just giving a one-word answer that depends on what is the instruction given, right? And that needs to align with what the user wants, right? And a lot of study have been done which show that a pre-trained model does not really understand what the user wants, and you need to do this instruction fine-tuning followed by what is known as alignment, right? And I'll not discuss that in detail, but you need to have this, right? So prompt is taken, you have a labeler, human labeler create the answer, the gold standard answer, that if this is the instruction given, how should the answer look like? And then you use that to fine tune the model, right? So now you are giving the blue part as the input, and then the gray part which was written by a labeler, sorry the colors have changed here, then you're going to fine tune the entire model, right? So this is what we have already seen. And what you do during this process is also known as something known as reinforcement learning with human feedback, which of course we'll not cover in this course. But preference tuning and RLHF is yet another method of making the model understand instructions. And hopefully after this process, this is what you should see, that instead of giving like a one-word answer, it should actually give you detailed instructions, and this is an actual response generated by ChatGPT, right? Because now it understands next token prediction, which was in pre-training. It understands how to follow instructions, which was done during instruction fine-tuning, the supervised data sets that we saw how to construct. And then it also knows how to align with the user's intent. If the user says step by step, what does that mean? If the user says explain to a 5-year-old, what does it mean? So it understands all of that. What is the preference that the user has between a set of answers, and now it can produce this detailed answer, right? Yeah, so now let's go back to our questions. Can we fine tune a smaller model? Yes, we can do that. Yeah, do we have enough samples for what if we do not have enough samples? Then we can do prompting. Is gradient based method the only approach? No, you can do prompting again. And if you want to make it more chatbot like following instructions, then you need to do instruction fine tuning, preference fine tuning, right? So on top of the base model, what are the things that you can do? Fine tuning, prompting, instruction fine tuning, and preference tuning, right? So all of these are things that you can do on top of the base model that we trained in the last class, right? And these can be classified into two broad categories: supervised fine tuning, either task specific, or you can do memory efficient fine tuning, where we had the PEFT approaches. Or you could do task agnostic instruction tuning, which is what we looked at the end, that we just collect multiple tasks as in the FLAN dataset, translation, summarization, common sense reasoning, and teach it how to follow instructions for each of these tasks, right? And then you could do further preference tuning on top of that. And in prompting, you could do zero shot, few shot, chain of thought, and other styles of prompting, right? So all of this is what we want to see in the hands-on. So far we have seen datasets, we have seen tokenizers, we have seen the data loader, the model initialization, model training. All of this is we have seen so far, and we have like a base GPT-2 model. Now on top of that, we want to do the following, right? We might want to do parameter efficient fine tuning, because that's the popular fine tuning approach. You may want to do supervised fine tuning. You may want to do quantization. You also may want to do things like, let me see if we have that. You may also want to, if you have limited compute, you may also want to see how you can speed up the model, right? So these are the things that we will try to see in today's class, which is parameter efficient training, supervised fine tuning, preference tuning, some quantization, and speeding up the training, right? So let's just dive in now into the collab notebooks. Thank you.